Hey everybody, this is Antonette Crosby at A Time to Chill, and with me this Sunday I am interviewing the beautiful Michelle Bozeman.
Hello everyone.
So we're gonna be all up in her business today so she can tell us black folks, brown folks, beautiful people, entrepreneurs, people out here who are trying to better yourselves, who are trying to come up. We need your support, and so we give you an opportunity to meet people who can possibly help you or put you in tune with some people that can help you. So this is Michelle Bozeman, and she will be chilling with me and giving you all the information that you need with the organization that she works with. So tell us, Michelle.
Yes.
What do you do and how you do it?
Well, I always tell people it's easy to ask me what I don't do versus what I do. There's so much that I do. But professionally, I am one of the employees for the Urban League. I am a senior member development manager for the workforce department. So kind of what my role is that I deal with people, getting them trained, getting them, working on their soft skills, resume, cover letter help, and all other barriers too. But then the other flip side is that I work with employers to help bridge their gaps. So, there's so many employers out here that, have positions need to be filled. I connect with them to figure out what it is that they need. Sometimes we come up with a curriculum where there's a training. Sometimes we come up with other ways to kind of get these people up in there. But at the end of the day, it's to put them all together and hopefully everybody wins.
Okay, so is there any age barriers? What are the age ranges that you start working with?
I start with 18-year-olds, but we are now going into a pipeline where we're dealing with 16 and 17-year-olds.
Oh, good.
Mainly 17. Seniors in high school is kind of moving out. So another program that we do offer is for kids who have IEPs.
Oh.
So if they have IEPs and say they're struggling to get through, high school, and they have to be either a junior or a senior, we have a program to help that works with all the Madison schools.
Oh, that's beautiful.
That can use an alternative for them going to school. So it could be one of our training programs. It could be a job. Some of their hours can count towards their diplomas. So it's just a way of leave no child behind. And I do appreciate that because a lot of these kids, when they get 16, 17, they're almost tired of school.
Mm-hmm.
Sometimes there's things in the house that stops them from going to school. Whether it's they're homeless, whether they don't have food, whether they don't have the proper clothing. It's so many different reasons why a lot of these kids drop out of school, why people want to point at the parent, want to point at the teachers. These kids also need to be held accountable for their crap as well.
Okay. Yes.
But that's why we help offer a lot of those things for them to give them those alternatives. Everybody is not they don't want to go to college after graduation, so we have short-term trainings for them. Some people want a quick trade. Some people want to, take a year diploma, just something to get them into the business, and then once they get into that industry, they can easily grow.
Okay, so say they go through your program and they struggle a little after they come out.
Mm-hmm.
Do you have a support group? Can they come and come back in and talk with you about things that they might need or things that they might be struggling with? So like if I go through your program and I feel like I didn't do well or I didn't get the job that I wanted, instead of me just giving up, can I come back to you?
Well, once you come in, once you're an urban leaguer, you always an urban leaguer. That's one thing I always tell people. So even if you come in and get a job, that doesn't mean that we're done working with you. I have people on my caseload that I've been had for 6-7 years.
Okay.
And this is because someone who may have taken a couple of trainings, it didn't work out. Maybe they found a job, it didn't work out, and now they're looking for other employment. Say they've already been employed and now they're looking towards a career change. So we're here. We also have partnerships with several mental health specialists too.
Oh, perfect.
So, we get people with that PTSD, we get people who have, huge depression, between veterans, between, just being black and just depressed, just of what we've gone through. I mean, this could be a person straight out of prison who, his or her last 5 years was just ridiculous. So now he's going into reentry. We deal with all of that. So we try to meet people where they're at. It's deeper than just helping them find a job. There's a whole bunch of other barriers to employment.
Yes.
And our job is to help tackle them. Childcare, bam. Maybe they need the driver's license. Maybe they need some food share to kind of help them along. We have all these programs there to kind of guide people. So, I tell people it's a whole lot more what the Urban League does, but the end goal is employment. You know?
Okay.
We're helping people get a lot of their criminal records expunged.
Oh, perfect.
If you have child support issues, we have what is called an adjustment clinic that we work with the Child Support Agency and the UW Law Clinic, and we bring these people in. And I don't care if you have a warrant; those warrants do not get served. That warrant is probably because you have been out of touch with the Child Support Agency. But when you come in there, they readjust that stuff. You know, they will get you back on track. They also do things like, say if you're paying too much and you can't do that. They go back and readjust that also. So anytime I tell people, and I don't care if you do have a warrant, you have that warrant because they're trying to get to you. Sit down and come and talk to them. I've seen so many cases get overturned. I've seen people records get thrown out, and you know certain things like murder and like not child abuse, but like sexual assault, you know, to kids, whatever, would be a gamble. But if you got a drug case, if you got, you know, some sort of white collar crime, fleeing an officer, all of that stuff can be expunged. It can be.
So what I'm hearing, and I'm not excluding anyone at all, but for the men, for the black men who might be struggling with, like you said, child support, who are just struggling to make it, period. Come see. Come see.
But it's the same with women. Don't get me wrong, it's more men in that pipeline.
Yes.
But we have women out here that pay child support. We have women that go back and forth to jail for child support. We have women that are coming out of prison. We have women that are sitting in, you know, in treatment homes away from their families. I got women that, you know, come out and they need housing, they need child care, you know.
But it seems like, and not to cut you off, but it seems like this is a woman's, this is a woman's state, child and woman's state. But for the men have no help. They don't know where to go. It's very. I talked to some men, and especially on the street. Like I was out last night pretty late, and I'm watching these intelligent men with talent, but they would rather be on the street because they don't trust the system to help them. Yeah. So,
and you said just that, the system. We are helped to fight the system. That's what we're trying to do.
So you would encourage the men, our beautiful black men, who might need your assistance to come and change some things in their lives, and don't trust the system, but know that the Urban League is here to help you.
And it's not all about just the Urban League. Also, there's other agencies around here. See, the thing is, where a lot of our black men don't know, they don't ask. They don't like to ask for help. They don't like to. You know, sometimes I find when people go to agency to agency to agency, by the time they get to us, they're kind of frustrated.
Right.
Because they feel like they've been spent off. I just got to say the same story to somebody else. I just got to say the same story. And I get that, you know.
So what would you suggest for them? Because we want to see them win.
Well, for one, don't be afraid to open up your mouth and ask for help. Even men need help, whether you're a black man, a white man, or a Chinese man. You are a man, and I understand the male role, but at the same sense, men need help too. And it's not even just the help. Sometimes they just don't have the knowledge. Okay. And that's one of the reasons that I try to do a lot of stuff. You know, I do Facebook Live. I'm always posting stuff. This is me putting that stuff out there. What people do with it, that's their business.
So you accept. So do you have a personal page and a business page?
Yes.
So what is your business page?
It's still Michelle Bozeman. It's just separate.
Okay.
They're both the same names, two different profile pictures.
Okay. All right. All right. Good. Because I'm doing that as well. I'm doing that as well. But I'm just concerned. Seeing them on this weekend, I'm concerned that they need to know who to contact. First off, so they don't get the runaround and get frustrated and quit.
But then here's the thing: what are their needs? That's another thing, because a lot of them honestly don't even know what they need.
Okay.
So it's kind of hard for you to help a person if you don't know what they need. You know, and I deal with so many people on a regular basis that would just come in there, and when they think job, they don't even know what type of job they want.
Yeah, right.
You know, so. But again, I meet people where they're at.
Okay.
And we try our best to even do career assessments. So like I'm gonna pick on you for instance.
All right. Oh, come on with it.
You've been doing hair forever.
Yeah, forever.
You know, so
Since
you
12.
moving into another industry is a little bit scary for you.
Yes, definitely.
But this is where I will come in and help you. You know, do a career exploration. Of course, I will continue telling you to continue doing hair because that's your crutch.
Yes.
But let's try Let's try this. Let's try that. And if this is not what's working for you, people have to be open to change, first of all.
Mm-hmm.
Some people are not. Some people are used to just what they know. I'm a person to change. I don't care. That's how you're able to grow in life. I don't like the same thing over and over again.
Mm-hmm.
If I get comfortable, it's time for me to move around.
Okay.
I tell people all that, never, ever, ever get comfortable, because that's no longer a challenge to you, and you're not going to have room to grow.
Right. I agree.
Don't
with
get
that.
comfortable. Never get comfortable. I don't care what you are doing. You never get comfortable, because you leave no room for you to improve. And everything you do is always room for improvement.
Yes. So coming to the Urban League and taking the classes or using your services will help them to make a transition or even find out what it is that they want. Because a lot of people, when they don't know what to ask for or don't know, they won't come. So
exactly.
So, but when they come into your offices, you make them. And I can attest to this. I was the same, and I'm like, oh my goodness, I don't know what to ask for. I've been doing. This is my profession. This is what I do. I love it. But these hands and this back,
you're getting older.
You know what I'm saying? So I have to work smarter, not harder. But how do I ask? And you did make me feel comfortable. I didn't work with you because you were having your lunch that smelled like chili and it was good. But can I have another name?
Yes, that was it. You can come up there and ask for anyone in workforce. So we have, just to kind of lay out my team, and let me try to remember everybody's name from top to bottom. So you do have myself, Michelle Bozeman. You have Vincent Thomas, who's also an employment specialist. You have Terry Burtz, who is over our construction trades program. We have Leota Stanley, who's over the fatherhood program. So he's the one that deals a lot with the adjustment and child support. I did say Melissa Harrigus. Melissa Harrigus is now in a new role now. She's starting this thing called RAMP. And unfortunately, I'm sorry, I don't know the acronym behind it. But basically what RAMP is taking people who are already in a position, whether it's entry level, and to help them grow. Okay. So this we have to do with, maybe there's some more internships, there's some more meetings, maybe it's a mentorship, but it's a chance to get that person to grow. So let's just say, and just give an example, say you're a teller at Summit Credit Union. Okay. And you've been a teller there for 3 years, and you just, I'm stuck here, I don't know how to advance. We will have that program is getting constructed to get that person advanced. So maybe now they want to be a loan officer. From a loan officer, maybe they want to be an executive director. From an executive director, maybe they want to be a branch manager. Okay. We are going to be the ones that try to help them get through those pipelines. And sometimes it takes introductions. We work with so many different partners. So just to say on that person in Summit Credit Union, Summit is one of our partners, so we're in with those recruiters to find ways to get them, move. Maybe it's some short-term classes that they may need to take. Maybe there's some workshops they need to take. Especially when you're in banking, it's a lot of different licenses that you will have to get. We help them go through that, and we may have them pay for it too.
And are your services free? Yep. Do I have to come in and pay anything?
Only thing we ask is that you pay it forward.
Oh my.
If you are a product of our services, all we ask you to do is share. You do not pay a dime. Now, I won't say it's free. It's free for you, but we get a lot of good grant money for those things, and I push that stuff out there for everybody to take advantage of that. We work with the YWCA to help people get their driver's license back. I don't care how many doggone tickets you have out there, as long as it's not a DUI. We can help you get your license back.
Do you hear that, people? You can get your license. You don't have to be riding out here dirty, hiding from the police. The Urban League will help you. You have a plethora of information, a plethora of just, I can't, and it's free.
And it's free. And
so these services are free. You have a plethora of services that can help you build your life and put your life together. You don't have to stay stuck. And I always say that if you're feeling stuck, or if you've been in a long time profession and you want to get out of it, Urban League is the place to go. And you can feel comfortable. If you don't know what to do.
We do not judge. And I don't care what your background is, where you came from. None of that matters. If you're a person that comes in there and need help, we extend that help out. And this is how I say I'm mature now, because even if I'm dealing with someone who I don't really like personally, guess what? It's not about me. If that person needs that help professionally, I'm still going to help them. Oh. That's just who I am. Okay. Now I'm not going to say that I'm not saying some things in the top of my head. But I will not sit up there, especially, and
I'm not deny them.
And I'm not even talking about just me. You know how us and the black women are, how we feel like we battle with each other.
We do.
For a lot of different things. I don't care. I'm still here to help my woman. One thing I learned, I was told it, and I actually shared this on Facebook, and I think this is one of the best things out there.
Okay.
One of the workshops I went to when I was up there at the National Urban League is that one of the women said that any woman that do not help another woman, there's a good place in hell for her.
You know what? Because we are teachers. And each one teach one. We have to keep each other strong and informed.
Yeah.
If we don't have communication, we are not informed, and that means that we are ignorant to things that we need out here.
And so you just adding to that woman's problem.
Yes.
You're adding to that woman's problem.
Definitely, I agree.
You know,
with that.
do not add on to the problem she already had. Why don't you help her?
And
again,
understanding.
if I feel like and I don't have nobody here or actually on the face of this earth that cringes me to the point that I really just can't stand in the same room with a person. Well, it is one person. But outside of that, I'm able to deal with that. But at the end, instead of me downing another woman, I'm trying to figure out how I can help her. So when I see a woman, like, just to put at the gas station, I see two ladies get out, and to me, they look the hot mess for even coming outside with that. Mm-hmm. Instead of me talking about her, my mental knows like, okay, how do we know that she's not homeless? How do we know that she doesn't have money to buy anything? How do we know that she doesn't have anything to wash her clothes with? How do I know that her kids is not top notch and she's the last one to get dressed? I love women like that. Ooh, I love women like that.
Yes.
You know, but instead of us judging them, you know, find out how we can assist them. You know, I believe in that sister to sister real heavily.
And that would change if we change our mindset and be more helpful with one another instead of tearing each other down. Even if we agree on or disagree on subjects.
We're gonna disagree. That's what makes us all unique. That's what makes everything come together. If I agree with everything with you, this will be a so happy go land. That's not
that's not the world we live in, baby.
That's not how it works.
Yes.
You know? So it's just all a matter of us getting the understanding of each other. Again, I may not like what you're saying, but I need you to teach it to me where I can understand. Help me see it from your eyes.
So that's
and
communication.
I'll do it the same way, and I'll do it the same way. I was always told I was a persuader. You know, one of my personality assessments, I'm a persuader. Because I do feel like I can fight the odds. And I feel like I can share that and help other people fight the odds too.
Yes,
you know?
That's wonderful. I agree with that. I feel the same way. I was just making amends over the weekend, you know, because I'm looking out and I'm seeing all the black beautiful women out here with talent, and I see the grudges and I see the past pains, and I see them walking in it, and I'm like, you're this beautiful person, but you know, you can see that pain on the inside of that. You know, they want to speak, but they like, I remember when. No, we need to change that so we can help each other grow. Because if we don't stand together, we will fall.
And not only that, we have to teach each other. You know, like I said, I'm on a path of professionalism, whereas I'm trying to jump off the roof. But when I get off that roof, guess what? I'm bringing a lot with me. I'm taking a lot with me. What I learn, I'm going to teach everybody. You know, I'm not ashamed of that. I'm not looking at no one else like, oh, that person's going to take my shine. It's not about me. You know, if we stop thinking that everything is about us, then everything will come about. You know,
right? Because it's a network and it's a community. I am who I am in my own right. You are who you are, and we can feed off of each other's energy and knowledge to build one another up.
And not only that, when one thing I love about black people, boy, we're smart. We got some great brains.
Yes.
And there is nothing that we cannot do.
Survivors.
Think about if we but we don't have to be survivors. Why can't we be drivers?
Okay.
Why do we always have to survive? We can drive.
Okay.
You know, there is a difference. I'm not here to survive. I've already survived. I'm 45 years old. I've been surviving 45 years, so I done survived already.
Okay.
Now I'm driving.
All right. So a person who is used to speaking like that, because I'm used to hearing my family, you know, you have to survive, you have to survive.
I used to hear the same thing.
And I'm like, okay, so you would even though I feel the same way because of the language, so maybe we need to help each other to change our mindsets so that we can grow, so that we're not stuck. Exactly. Even if we have depression, and so if a woman does have depression, she can come in.
But let's talk about that. When you talk about depression, and you know, depression is like 1,000 different categories.
Yes.
Again, it doesn't come easy. It does not come easy. But people stay in their depression because of old stuff.
Okay, so if I say I don't want to forgive her, what is that doing to me?
It's hurting you inside. because that other person, she's still living life. She's not worried about how you feeling. But let's say if it's at a level that it affects you, that when you go home at night over there for whatever reason, you cry. Now you
oh, you're cutting. Or you're
you
self-medicating.
you're doing all of that stuff, all because of an issue that you had with this young lady 10, 15 years ago. How about you and this young lady come into a group, just you and her, and no audience, no Facebook, no Instagram, and you talk about what, I should be able to come to you and say, Antonette, I am mad at you because you said some things negative about me a few years ago, and I've been holding on to this for many, many years. I'm tired of seeing you and mean mugging you. Let's talk about this.
Okay.
Because 10 years ago, we may have matured from there.
Right.
So whatever pettiness we dealt with then, maybe it's different now.
So we need to learn how to communicate with one another.
That's it.
So forgive each other and learn how to communicate so that we can grow and get the depression or get a better opportunity to live.
Because it's hurting us as a whole. It's hurting us as a whole.
It is.
You know, and again, we have to find ways, and really sometimes we have to find the words to say. Because sometimes, you know, our filter is not really all that great, you know, but we have to find those words to say. So, you know, part of being in these little circle of groups, I want to be able to be with other women to say, hey, I'm not feeling very well today because the sky is gray. And since the sky is gray, I've been feeling like crap. And it's okay to say that.
So what I know as being a hairdresser, because, you know, we're the everything.
Yeah.
Okay, but we don't get tips for everything. I'm hearing that I don't trust. How can I trust coming and telling you something without you doubling right back? And so here's the situation. I had a disagreement with a young lady, and I don't even know what we was fighting about. We was fighting, okay? And I came to her as a woman because I feel the same way that you feel. And we talked, and she said, okay, well, Antonette, when I see you, I'll speak. You see me, you speak, and I won't talk about you. I didn't trust that, right? But I saw her last night, and she gave me a hug and a kiss, and I was like, oh my goodness.
And that's the problem right there. You didn't trust. First of all, you need to trust her word.
Yes.
You gotta trust her word first.
But so many people have hurt me, and
me too.
Yeah.
But guess what?
We have to change
you
that
have
thinking.
to trust them. You know, I'ma still trust them, but maybe I just won't deal with you.
Okay.
You can, and that's okay to say. It's okay to say. You don't always have to trust, but you do have to take a person for their word. Now, what they do after that word, that makes a hell of a difference. So again, like you said, you didn't trust her. When you saw her last night and she greeted you with a hug,
whoa, that changed my whole outlook. Not just on her, I do.
Exactly.
And so now I'm looking for the next person I need to make amends with to see. And if I don't get that, then I just understand that that's not where they are because I tried. And don't nothing be the failure but a try.
Exactly. So that's it's okay to feel that way, but you have to give that person the benefit of the doubt.
Yes.
I believe in forgiveness.
I do too.
I believe in forgiveness. I mean, unless you practically did one of the worst things to me, could be, murder a family member of mine, I'm gonna forgive you.
But you say first, before I can forgive you, I have to forgive myself.
Yeah, I have to do my own.
So that means I have to be truthful with myself. Yes.
But it's okay to talk about that. I had one student who was in one of our classes, and we had a male instructor. She was a person who was raped. It was many years ago. But when the instructor kind of yelled a little bit, it scared her that she walked up out of the class.
Oh.
We couldn't understand that. I knew her story.
Okay.
So I was able to help bring her back because it wasn't intentional. Well, he wasn't doing it intentional, but he didn't know
that she had past trauma.
Exactly.
So that really goes back to what we were talking about as far as trusting one another because we have to have the trust. And we have to forgive ourselves and trust so that someone else can be able to help us. Because if you never heard her story, you would think, what's wrong with this lady? Yeah. So we do need to share out here, people. I'm not saying that everybody tell them all your business, but if there's some things that are going on with you, you can sense if you can trust the person.
It took me 4 years to publicly come out to say that I was in an abusive relationship with a guy here in Madison who was a community member just like me.
Oh.
It took me a while because
of being judged?
Me, judgment on me and me somewhat protecting him.
Okay, so you was like a little K. Michelle on this. Well, you didn't want to tell because they wouldn't have believed you anyway.
But that's when I had to find out that was the power that he had over me.
Okay.
When I got through that and got it out there openly, it was a different feeling for me. And it was crazy because people around me, they knew. I just didn't tell them. They was waiting on me to.
So they can know how to approach you, or how to console you, or how to help you.
Yeah.
So what you're saying is, in your own time, where you shouldn't take that much of it. Talk about what's going on with you. Talk to somebody and don't worry about being judged.
But it's hard not to. Because remember, when you putting that story out, there's two sides to each story.
Okay.
So when you putting out how you being abused by this person, he has his story also.
Yes.
Now, his story, her story, there's that story in the middle.
Yeah.
That is the truth.
My side, your side of the truth.
Exactly. So most men don't ever fess up to it. Women, my fear I'm not even gonna call it my fear because I really wasn't really scared. I don't know why I even dealt with it. It was somebody who I thought I loved. He wasn't all bad. So I had to kind of go through the motions and the changes of that. But at the end, what made me really walk away is how much I asked myself, how much do you love yourself? Because now I'm not loving myself anymore. I'm trying to love him. The man was such a narcissist that he will make me feel guilty over things I've never done.
Yeah.
And I'm trying to apologize and I'm trying to help him even more. With all the fight, I'm just fighting against him.
Yes.
So
really fighting against yourself.
Really against myself.
Yes.
And I'm not gonna lie, when we broke up, kind of dipping dad for a little bit, but when I finally walked away, when I say blessings started to flow, he blocked a lot of my blessings.
Yes.
A lot of my blessings.
I know exactly.
And even now, when I look back right now, I don't have any contact with him, don't want to see him, no nothing. But when I sit back and think of Michelle, do you really miss him? You should know what's going on right now. No. Because that was the negative side of me. Okay. And did I forgive him? Yeah. I did forgive him. And I had to forgive myself.
Okay.
Because it wasn't all him. He turned me into a monster.
You chose.
So
you had a choice.
Exactly. I had
so
a choice.
You can't give him the total blame because you chose.
Exactly. I had to take fault for my own actions.
So be accountable for your own actions.
Exactly.
You can't always, and that's why you hold. That's why do you think that's why a lot of people hold the pain and operate in pain? And you can tell that through their actions, their ugly actions, because they won't be accountable.
They don't want to be accountable.
They want to just blame someone for it.
So if I hit you and you hit me back, and you hit me harder, I'm gonna feel like you in the wrong. But I threw the first lick.
Yeah. So
I'm not gonna say, and
that makes no sense.
I provoked it.
Yes.
Now you still should have walked away, but I still threw the first lick.
Okay.
I provoked it. So people really have to understand that they need to look at their own bull before they really start pointing at other people. I'm sorry. All right. You have to.
I agree with that. I definitely agree with that. Mm-hmm. So be accountable. Mm-hmm. Trust.
Start to trust. I know it's not going to happen like that.
Yeah, because that loyalty thing is different. Mm-hmm. The times.
But if you want people to trust you,
you have to give what you want.
Exactly.
So you have to give what you want.
Lead by example.
And love yourself first. Love yourself first.
Yes.
And be the example.
And so there's people out here that don't love themselves.
This is what I say. Mm-hmm. If you, at the end of the day, if you judge yourself, which is being accountable, then you don't have to worry about people judging you. Mm-hmm. And you can be open to corrective criticism.
Yes. Which a lot of things people cannot take constructive criticism very well. The same way I can dish it out is the same way I can receive it. Because again, I want to know how people see me. I don't see me.
Right. Because you in the movie.
Exactly. Yeah. I don't see me. So I love when people say, well, Michelle, I'm an Eastern Star for instance. Okay. One of the main things I had coming in Eastern Star was not having my skirt above the knee.
Yes.
So
I remember those days.
Exactly.
Miss DJ. Yes. Yes, formerly known as.
So I got a lot of the older ones was like, Sister Bozeman, I need you to put your prayer cloth over your knees. And I'm like, whatever. I had to shut up and really listen to these older women. They've been in there for 40, 50 years.
Say that again?
I had to shut up.
Sometimes we have to do what?
I had to shut up.
Shut our mouths.
Stop talking and listen. Turn on your listening skills. Yeah. The same thing we tell our kids.
Yes. I had to learn that the hard way.
Skills. Because if you arguing back, you're missing the whole point.
Because you have to listen to understand, not to reply. Right? And then that's where you get your wisdom and knowledge.
I had to bite my tongue till it bled.
Right, and you don't have to accept everything.
No,
but just the things that you know that are going to benefit you in the long term.
Especially when it comes from older people. Trust me, they've been here a whole lot.
Oh yes, and do you suggest that the younger people get up under some older people?
Of course, they need mentors.
Yeah,
that's why I appreciate the Big Brothers Big Sisters program, because these kids, it's not that the fact that they don't have parents, they're doing something opposite with their parents. The parents is going to be parents. They're getting the same information from a big sister, which is AKA a little mentor.
Okay,
it's the same deal. They teaching them life. It still take a village to raise a child.
Yes, definitely.
So I appreciate programs like that. And actually, I'm trying to think about becoming a mentor myself. Eventually, not yet.
Well, congratulations on your thought.
Well, it is, because like I said, my son is 18, so I'm not too keen about wanting to deal with any more kids right now. But I do want to transition into that. I definitely want to be a mentor to the 16 and 17-year-olds to help them with career development. I want to catch teen moms. I want to catch these teen moms to let them know it is not a lost cause. I was a teen mom, still graduating from high school with honors. You don't have to stop. You can move on to college. You can move further to college, but you're still planning your future for that child.
Yes.
I don't know where the bridge is with our young men and our young women, because nowadays everybody is using relationships and babies like it's a sport.
Yeah, yes.
Versus I lay down with you, I'm into you. Or we now have this baby, are you my baby daddy or my baby mama, or are we trying to now make things as a family?
Okay, so what I'm hearing you say is that the understanding and the communication and the overall view of what their role is is being kind of shifted. It's being grayed out.
And that could be a whole nother conversation.
Is there a program? Do you think or is someone maybe developing a program to where the young men and the young women can be just taught about self-awareness?
Not yet, but I will say in some other community leaders that I deal with, there's some things in the works with that.
Okay.
And like I said, it's been a lot of talk.
As far as cooking and cleaning.
Yeah, basic skills.
The home economics isn't even in school anymore. We needed the home economics, the shop class for the men, and the women who like to work with their hands. I did too, so I could graduate.
Right.
But and that really helped me to get into my craft later on.
Yeah.
But I'm concerned. I have the same concerns you do for our young black adults and how we're behaving and how we're developing our families now.
Now, I don't want to point blame, and of course this would be a whole nother conversation. Don't want to get into it, but it has to start with their parents.
Okay.
A lot of them don't know the basics.
Right.
So how can they teach their kids the basics?
So it sounds like we need some basic skill teaching. Some because you correct the mistake.
Yeah.
But how do we stop the mistake from happening?
Yeah.
Right?
You gotta keep on pushing it out. You gotta keep talking about it. You gotta keep pushing it. You gotta keep mentioning it. You gotta do some checks on it. I was the type of parent, I did sniff check tests on my kids.
Oh, me too.
Just because they told me they took a bath and I heard the water running, maybe it smelled like some soap in there. How do I know they just didn't wash their hands?
Oh yeah, baby. I'm living. Yeah.
So yeah, I'm doing sniff tests. But if I didn't do that, it wouldn't keep them in my head. Like, okay, mom, go check. And I'm the type. I'm mom. I got every access to every part of your body.
I'm telling you, I'm with you, baby.
I'm checking it
all. Spread them.
Exactly. We need to get back like that. I know my mama was the same way. My mom used to put underwear and smell it.
Yes.
That's what she used to do to us. And we'd be looking like, Mom. No, I appreciate her doing that.
Yeah, I do too.
Because as an adult, I still do it.
But the kids are having children much younger, and they're using it as a tool of, I don't know, what is it?
But see, that's where sex education come in at. Because that's another thing ain't really been taught. Like, they teach, the basics about the parts and everything. They don't teach about sex education.
Yes.
The hardcore way. And sometimes with these kids, stop cutting corners. Go straight to them and tell them the truth.
Yeah.
They'll appreciate that more. They'll be like, oh, Nikki, blah, blah. No. Look, Nikki, I'm going to need you. If you're going to have your girlfriend, I'm going to need you to buy these particular condoms. I'm going to show you how to put them on and blah, 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 blah. It's that, and it's of course it's someone coming from a mother for a son, but you need to put it out there. I've had this conversation with my boys, and they'll be looking at me like, but now that they're older, Ma, Thank you.
Definitely.
But I'm schooling y'all from a female standpoint.
Definitely. One more point that I wanted to make with you and get your view on. The single mothers raising male children without a male in the home.
Mm-hmm.
I taught my son how to cook, clean,
mm-hmm.
fight, all of that because Dad and I didn't work out.
Mm-hmm.
A lot of mothers that I talk to just do it all for them.
Mm-hmm. And that's a problem because these be the boys that grow up to be men that depend on women to take care of, because they're not looking for a spouse, they're looking for a mom.
Mm-hmm.
Just keeping it 100. So what I enjoy about because me, same deal, single, but their father was still active in their lives.
Yeah, same.
I won't say that he was the best father that I would have chose for them back now, but moving forward, because they played sports, they had other male roles in other positive male roles that kind of piggyback off of a lot of stuff I had. Even with my last one, if I had an issue with him, whatever, I'll take it to his coach.
Mm-hmm.
Because if his coach bitch him over something he did at home, that was punishment enough.
At home. So
mm-hmm.
we have to work with the people who are working with our children,
mm-hmm.
because working not being consistent with
mm-hmm.
what they're teaching them,
mm-hmm.
not being consistent at home is confusing them, and we're losing them with the confusion.
Yeah. And so I go in to say, especially when it's critical with boys, you do not sit there and let the school tell you something before he do.
Mm-hmm.
That was a rule I had in my house.
Right.
I don't care what went down at that school. You got a whole phone. You better call or text me before I get that call, before I get home.
Yes.
Why? Because you've already letting me know what to do, and especially if it's something that you had to jump on, I'm going to support you.
And it better prepares you to protect him.
The next thing is that us as parents need to stop thinking what our kids won't do.
Okay.
So when the school call, don't be ready to cuss that teacher out.
Definitely.
Because he or she is informing you what your child has done. So these boys is so they're so critical, and it's kind of hard to let them go. And we as mothers, I'm gonna take care of my boy, but let's put our boy out there right now. He ain't gonna make it.
Yeah. Okay. Now I have a very deep concern about
mm-hmm.
this.
Mm-hmm.
Women, single mothers who say, I don't need a man. And I say, okay, you might not need a man, but look down, your son needs one. Your daughter really needs one, because she needs to know what a man is.
Thank you.
And not just the man that in the house patting you on the head and going to the room.
Mm-hmm.
That's the first male model in her life, is the one she's going to be chasing for the rest of her life.
Yeah.
So we need to be, and that goes back to us trusting,
mm-hmm.
loving ourselves,
mm-hmm.
communicating,
mm-hmm.
finding some service or avenue,
mm-hmm.
asking some questions,
mm-hmm.
so that we can better ourselves and our children don't fail.
Yeah. We have to, but again, I can't stress enough, it starts with us first. How can we put all these expectations on our kids and we're not even expecting it on ourselves?
Yes.
We are the biggest messenger, and we are the one that they're looking at for example.
I know, and I hear a lot of women say, "Oh, men too. Oh, he's young. He not paying attention." Mm-hmm. Oh, no. They're sponges. They are paying attention. They can smell it. They can hear it. They can feel it before anything else. And they need you to be able to communicate with them and explain to them
mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
what's going on in a way that they can understand it.
Yeah.
And I always say, be truthful with your children.
Mm-hmm.
You don't have to give them a hard, dirty, nasty, but you know your child. You know what your child needs, deserves. You know what they can take.
Yeah.
And don't be ashamed to share your failures with your children, because your failures are their successes.
Yes, it is. Yes, it is.
So
you got to.
I'm gonna say I'm getting the blinking lights. I'm gonna tell you, this was a time to chill. I love you all. I want to thank you, Michelle Bozeman. I want you all to go to the Urban League. Before we get out of here, tell me, where is the Urban League located, and how many spots do you have?
Well, we have 2 locations. The second one should be opening up within the next couple of weeks. That is actually the Old Grifts. So the address there is 1233 McKenna Boulevard. That's the west side location. And the south location is 2222 South Park Street. Everybody know where Gangsta Joe's is. Mm-hmm. We're right across the parking lot there, right at the same building as the Goodman Library, the same building as Planned Parenthood, which they do offer free testing. And they give out free condoms too, just put it out there. And you can also go on the website at ulgm.org, and you can look at all the services and so forth that we have. We have so many different things up there, pictures of a lot of events, everything. But it's very informative, very.
and each one teach one. People,
Yes.
most of all, better yourself.
Yes.
You do not have to stay stuck.
Yes.
Love yourself first, trust yourself, forgive yourself, communicate with others, and start to trust others.
Yes. And trust yourself.
Yes, I love you. This is the beautiful Michelle Bozeman.
Yes.
Check her out.
Yes.
Ask her questions.
Yes.
She is more than welcome to help you
Always.
out.
Always.
And this was a Time to Chill with Antonette Crosby, and I'll see y'all next week.
All right.